My child, listen closely. What I am about to whisper into your spirit is not ordinary insight, not casual comfort, but a revelation heaven has been holding, waiting for this exact moment to release over your life. 3 hours ago, something shifted in the unseen. 3 hours ago, something cracked in the realm of spirit. 3 hours ago, a plan formed in darkness was struck by its own poison, and the woman who thought she could touch what I have consecrated felt, for the first time, what it means to stand against what I have ordained. My child, lean in. Because this is about you. This is about your soulmate. This is about justice. And this is about a woman whose evil has finally backfired in a way that heaven itself has witnessed in silence and authority. For a long time, she watched your soulmate. Not with love. Not with kindness. Not with innocence. But with calculation. She observed their vulnerabilities, their wounds, their fears, their moments of uncertainty. She learned what made them hesitate, what made them doubt themselves, what made them pull back from what their heart truly wanted. She learned how their spirit lit up when they connected with you. And that, my child, is what terrified her. Because your light revealed her shadow. Your purity exposed her intentions. Your connection with your soulmate made all her manipulation, all her games, all her illusions tremble. She wanted what you carried, control, influence, spiritual access, but she did not understand this simple truth: what I place between two souls cannot be imitated, cannot be stolen, cannot be counterfeited. So instead of humbling herself, she chose another path. She chose darkness. She chose schemes. She chose jealousy disguised as concern, interference disguised as advice, competition disguised as protection. She pretended to care for your soulmate, to listen, to support, to be there. But every word she spoke was laced with a subtle edge. She would smile, nod, and yet plant seeds of doubt. Are you sure they are good for you? Maybe you misread their intentions. Maybe they are not who you think they are. Maybe you should distance yourself. Each sentence sounded logical. Each suggestion sounded harmless. But beneath it, she was twisting energies, bending perceptions, weaving a quiet web around your soulmate's heart. My child, she knew something your soulmate did not understand yet. She knew that if your soulmate ever fully awakened to the depth of their connection with you, she would lose her grip. She knew that if they ever stood in the light of truth, there would be no room left for her illusions. So she interfered. Day by day. Moment by moment. Conversation by conversation. Until slowly, your soulmate began to question themselves. They began to mistrust what they felt with you. They began to doubt the clarity of their own heart. They began to confuse their intuition with fear, their yearning with danger, their peace with threat. She wanted to detach them from you, not by force, but by confusion. And for a while, it seemed to work. You felt it, my child. You felt your soulmate go quiet. You felt their warmth turn cold. You noticed their messages becoming shorter, their responses delayed, their energy distant. You sensed a wall, but you couldn't explain it. You asked yourself in silence, what did I do wrong? Why do they feel so far away? Why does it seem like they can't see my heart anymore? You cried where no one could see. You tried to release them, but your soul would still feel them. You tried to move forward, but their name would echo, their presence would return in dreams, their energy would touch you without warning. It was not obsession. It was not fantasy. It was the cry of two spirits still connected, while a third energy tried desperately to stretch a veil between them. That woman thought she was wise. She thought her hidden rituals, her whispered words, her hateful thoughts, her spiritual interference went unseen. She thought that because no human confronted her, because no one called her out, because no instant judgment fell, she was safe. But I, your God, had watched everything. Every thought. Every intention. Every word. I saw her late nights, replaying scenarios in her mind, imagining your connection falling apart. I saw her delight when your soulmate seemed distant from you. I saw her smirk when she noticed your confusion. I saw her pride when she thought, they believe me. They trust me. I've turned their heart away. But my child, no one plays with the threads I have woven. No one rearranges the tapestry I have written over your destiny and goes unnoticed. I gave her time. I sent her warnings. I gave her uneasy dreams. I stirred discomfort in her chest. I made small things go wrong around her. I whispered to her spirit gently, stop. Do not do this. What you are touching is holy. What you are interfering with is protected. But she hardened her heart. She told herself she was justified. She convinced herself that she was saving your soulmate from you, when in truth, she was saving herself from being exposed. She convinced herself that her jealousy was discernment. Her control was care. Her manipulation was insight. She continued. She pushed further. And then, 3 hours ago, the spiritual scales tipped. 3 hours ago, the last seed of darkness she sent forward found no place to land, because I had surrounded your soulmate in a ring of light that her energy could not pass. And what cannot land must return. My child, 3 hours ago, the very energy she projected came rushing back to her like a wave with nowhere else to go. Not because you cursed her. Not because you wished it. Not because your soulmate asked for revenge. But because spiritual law cannot be mocked. What is sent returns. What is built from lies collapses under its own weight. What is constructed against my chosen will never stand. She felt it. It came upon her like a sudden heaviness she could not name. Her chest tightened. Her breath shortened. Her mind raced. Her thoughts grew jumbled. Her confidence cracked. What used to feel like control began to feel like chaos. What used to feel like power began to feel like panic. My child, when she reached forward in spirit to touch your soulmate's heart again, she found a barrier that had never been there before. The line had been drawn. Heaven had stepped in. The access she abused was denied. The channel she exploited was severed. The cord she wrapped around your soulmate's emotions was burned by the fire of my justice. 3 hours ago, what she meant for your harm rebounded into her own life. And in that instant, something beautiful happened for you. And for your soulmate. The fog began to lift. The spiritual pressure wrapped around your soulmate's chest, one they had carried for so long they thought it was normal, started to release. A mental static, a constant whisper of confusion and doubt, started to thin. Their emotions, which had been strangely dulled, suddenly felt raw, alive. They couldn't explain it. Maybe they still can't. But deep inside, their spirit felt a shift. A subtle sense of freedom. A lighter breath. A faint but distinct whisper, something that was wrong around me has been removed. They do not yet see all of it. They do not yet understand the fullness of what has been broken on their behalf. But already, their soul is turning. Already, their intuition is stirring. Already, their inner eyes are beginning to open. My child, this is why today you may have felt a strange calm for no reason. This is why earlier, your heart suddenly felt lighter, even if your mind was still questioning. This is why at random moments, you felt your soulmate's energy close again, as if they brushed past your spirit in passing. Because when I break a chain around one heart, the other heart bound to it will feel the echo. Do you remember the times you couldn't sleep, thinking of them suddenly? The nights your chest hurt with no physical cause, as if carrying weight that was not yours? The days you felt emotions that did not belong to you, fear, doubt, a restlessness you could not trace? You were feeling, in your sensitive spirit, the fog that had been placed on your soulmate. You were feeling the interference pressing upon them. Now, as that interference is removed from them, a quiet release is also coming to you. You are not imagining this. You are not delusional. You are spiritually connected. And heaven is now cleansing both of you from a web that was never meant to hold you. My beloved child, listen. Right now, your soulmate is standing in the beginning of awakening. They are between what they thought was real and what is actually true. They are feeling, perhaps for the first time in months, a disconnection from voices they once trusted blindly. Conversations that used to comfort them now feel heavy. Advice that used to sound wise now feels off. They feel their body tense when that woman speaks. They feel irritated when she gives opinions. They sense that her presence drains them. They cannot explain every detail yet, but their soul is no longer cooperating with her energy. Do you know why? Because I have lifted the blindfold. Because I have severed the strings. Because I have reclaimed the field of their heart from a voice that never had a right to rule there. 3 hours ago, the hook was pulled out. The invisible thread tying your soulmate's decisions to her manipulation was snapped. And with that, a great unraveling has begun. Do not fear this unraveling. Do not fear their quietness. Do not fear temporary distance. Your soulmate is processing. They are reviewing. They are sensing. They are starting to step back from the people and conversations that governed their thoughts. They are not running from you. They are running from confusion. They are walking out of a maze they did not even know they were in. In the stillness they are being drawn into, I am speaking. In their silence, I am rearranging. In their private moments, I am replaying memories they tried to bury. Memories of you. Memories of your kindness. Of your laughter. Of your patience. Of the way your presence made them feel anchored, safe, at ease, not controlled, not tense, not afraid. I am highlighting the contrast. They feel it, even if they cannot name it yet. Around that woman, they feel small, pressured, uncertain, guilty. Around your energy, whether in memory, dream, or passing thought, they feel expanded, understood, cherished, seen. My child, heaven is teaching them discernment. Not through punishment. Not through human confrontation. But through spiritual contrast. I am letting them feel, side by side, what manipulation feels like and what love feels like. What control feels like and what freedom feels like. What jealousy feels like and what genuine care feels like. Soon they will not be able to deny it. Soon they will see it clearly. You did not hurt me. You did not betray me. You did not confuse me. I was guided away from you by voices that did not have my best interest at heart. Already, there is a small ache inside them. A soft, quiet guilt. A sense that they misjudged you. A feeling that they walked away from something real. They do not fully understand why they feel this sorrow. But it is because their heart remembers you even when their mind tried to forget. For a long time, that woman tried to convince them that you were the danger. That your connection was the problem. That their feelings for you were a mistake. She knew if they associated pain with you, they would pull back. She knew if they attached doubt to your name, they would hesitate. So she inserted herself between you and them, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. But my child, I never allowed her to fully sever what I joined. I never permitted your souls to be disconnected, only covered. Covered by confusion. Covered by interference. Covered by a fog that lasted only for a season. You wondered why they could not feel you like before. You wondered why your prayers for them seemed delayed. You assumed your love had failed. But no, your love was working, even in silence. Your prayers were working, even without instant results. Your patience was building a shield around them, even when you felt helpless. And now, the time of interference has reached its end. The chapter where she could touch this connection has closed. The door she pushed open without permission has been slammed shut. 3 hours ago, I said loudly in the realm of spirit, enough. No more access. No more whispering into their mind about you. No more planting doubts about your character. No more sending energy to sway their heart. The storm she called down on you now lives in her own life. The confusion she directed at them now spins in her own mind. The fear she wanted you to feel now wakes her in the night. Do not rejoice in her pain, my child. Do not let your heart become like hers. Do not sit and imagine her downfall. Do not waste your energy watching for her judgment. She has already been met with the fruit of her own seeds. Her story with your connection is finished. You are not called to monitor her consequences. You are called to step into your blessing. Turn your gaze. Lift your eyes. Look not at the ruin of her plans, but at the rebuilding of yours. Because as her control collapses, something else is rising. Your destiny with your soulmate is being untangled, rethreaded, restored. What was blocked is opening. What was delayed is aligning. What was paused is moving again. My beloved child, you asked me many times, why are there so many delays? Why does it feel like everything between us stops and starts and starts and stops? Why does it feel like something is always in the way? Now you know. There was something in the way. Someone, to be precise. A voice that was not yours. A hand that was not mine. But understand this clearly, I allowed the delay not to break you, but to protect you. If I had pushed your soulmate toward you while they were still under that woman's influence, you would have walked into a battlefield unprepared. You would have loved with your full heart while someone else quietly sabotaged every step. You would have given your tenderness and received their confusion. You would have carried wounds that were never meant to touch you. So I shielded you with silence. I shielded you with distance. I shielded you with time. Every unanswered message, every cancelled plan, every unexplained distance was not cruelty, it was strategy. I am not only your comforter. I am your protector. I am not only your healer. I am your defender. And now that the threat has been removed, I can safely begin Phase 2, restoration. This restoration will not be rushed. I will not force your soulmate to run toward you with a heart still shaking, still unsteady. I will take them through the process. They will awaken. They will discern. They will see. They will feel. They will repent. They will choose. Not from fear, not from pressure, but from clarity. Expect this, my child. In the coming days, they will pull further away from that woman without needing a big argument. They will simply stop answering as much. Stop sharing as deeply. Stop seeking her counsel. Her words will start sounding hollow, repetitive, self-centered. What once felt like safety will now feel like control. Their spirit will recognize her energy as heavy, as off. I will allow them to see small glimpses of her true heart, subtle acts, selfish comments, moments where her mask slips. And each time, their trust will shrink. But with you, something else will happen. They will think of you when they are alone. They will hear your name in their mind, not as annoyance, but as comfort. They will replay your old conversations and realize that you never asked to control them. You never demanded, forced, or trapped. You allowed them to be themselves. You honored their healing. You respected their timing. You gave them space even when it hurt you. And the contrast between your energy and hers will shout louder than any sermon. They will remember the way you lit up their soul. The way you listened. The way you cared. The small details you never forgot. The things you did that no one asked you to do, your quiet sacrifices, your unseen prayers. These memories are being brought back not by your effort, but by my hand. I am breathing on what she tried to bury. I am resurrecting what she tried to kill. I am uncovering what she tried to hide from their view. Their own heart will testify on your behalf. Not you convincing them. Not you begging them to see. not you proving your worth, but their own spirit rising up and saying, "This is who really loved me. This is who really stood by me. This is who really saw me. My child, I know how tears have soaked your pillow. I know the nights you whispered, if they truly loved me, they would see me. If we were truly meant, this wouldn't be so hard. Listen to me, love does not remove all battles. Destiny does not eliminate interference. Purpose does not erase opposition. In fact, the more powerful the connection, the more determined the attack. The intensity of the storm is not proof that you are weak, it is proof that your union is significant. The enemy does not waste energy on what does not threaten him. The enemy does not target what is empty. He targets what is full of light, full of promise, full of healing. Your connection with your soulmate carries something beyond romance. It carries destiny. It carries ministry. It carries breakthrough. When the two of you come together fully healed and awakened, your love will not just satisfy your hearts, it will change atmospheres. You will break patterns in your bloodlines. You will break cycles of fear and abandonment. You will birth ideas, projects, and legacies that bring light into dark places. The woman who tried to separate you was not just fighting your feelings. She was fighting your calling. But she has lost that battle. Her interference has met its end. Her access has been revoked. Her name will fade from your story. Yours and your soulmate's names, however, are still written side by side in my book. My beloved child, this is what I now ask of you: release your anger. Release the need to be vindicated publicly. Release the burning desire to hear them say, "You were right. They were wrong." Yes, that moment will come in time, in their own heart, in their own realization. But do not wait with clenched fists for it. Do not freeze your life waiting to watch them apologize. Release the bitterness before it roots. Because if you hold on to hatred for her, you bind yourself to the same energy I just freed you from. Let her go. Let her story with you die completely. She no longer has a place at your table. She no longer has a place in your mind. Turn your focus to the new. Turn your focus to becoming the version of you that is ready to receive the love you have prayed for. Use this time to heal the wounds her interference triggered in you. The fear of being replaced. The pain of being misunderstood. The ache of watching someone else's voice outweigh your truth. Let me, your God, place my hands on those tender places. Let me heal the parts of you that began to believe you were not enough. Because, my child, you were never rejected for being unworthy. You were resisted because you are dangerous to darkness. You were not pushed aside because you lacked value. You were opposed because your presence awakens hearts, and awakened hearts are hard to control. Your soulmate felt more alive with you than with anyone else. Even in their confusion, they sensed it. Even under manipulation, they couldn't fully forget it. That is why no matter how far they drifted, some part of their soul never let go. That is why, even when they tried to listen to her, they still felt something missing. And now, with her influence broken, that something missing will call out more loudly. It will call them back to you, not in desperation, not in obsession, but in alignment. Do not fear that you will have to beg for their attention. Do not fear that you will have to prove your worth. Do not fear that you will be a second choice. When I restore, I do not restore halfway. When I heal, I do not heal on a bargain. When I bring back what was stolen, I do not do so with shame. I am working in your soulmate's heart even now, building courage where fear ruled, honesty where pride built walls, clarity where confusion reigned. They will come to you different. They will come to you softer. They will come to you more aware of their own patterns, their own wounds, their own mistakes. They will not be perfect. That is not what I promise. But they will be honest. They will be intentional. They will be awake. Expect this. They will feel a growing need to make things right. They will wonder what they would say if they saw you again. They will imagine the conversation where they explain, where they apologize, not to flatter you, but because their conscience will not rest until they do. They will feel pulled to your energy in the spirit long before they gather courage in the physical. In dreams, you will appear. In daydreams, your face will return. In quiet moments, their heart will travel to you, even when their feet cannot. Do not chase those moments. Do not try to force them with your own strength. Rest, my child. Simply keep your heart open and soft, but guarded by me. I do not ask you to put yourself back into harm's way. I do not ask you to trust blindly. I do not ask you to ignore red flags. I ask you to listen to my voice. I will show you when their transformation is real. I will show you when their approach is pure. I will show you when the time is right to respond. You will not have to guess. You will feel my peace wrap around you when it is safe to step forward. I am not just healing your love story. I am teaching you how to walk in wisdom. My child, hear this as a seal over your heart. No woman, no man, no force, no curse, no manipulation can permanently separate what I have spiritually joined. They can delay. They can distract. They can confuse. But destiny is a river. It may be diverted for a time, but it will always find its way back to the sea I have chosen for it. Your connection with your soulmate has been diverted, not destroyed. It has been detoured, not denied. The river is returning to its original path. You will start to notice divine timing weaving itself back into your days. You will see numbers, signs, synchronicities that remind you of them. You will cross paths in ways that feel too precise to be coincidence. You will feel their presence before you see their face. None of this is random. These are gentle nudges from heaven, whispering, I am bringing what is yours back in alignment. Do not rush to grab. Do not panic and cling. Simply be present. Simply breathe. Simply allow. Your task right now is not to chase destiny, but to become aligned with it. Focus on your own growth. On healing your heart. On strengthening your relationship with me. On stepping into your own purpose. You are not half of a soul waiting to be completed. You are a full soul walking alongside another full soul. Two wholes, not two halves. That is why I separated you for a season, to make sure you understood your own strength without them. So that when you come together, it is not out of lack, but out of overflow. Not from emptiness, but from abundance. Not from fear of being alone, but from the joy of being truly seen. My beloved child, 3 hours ago, a door closed for good behind you. The door of interference. The door of hidden sabotage. The door of spiritual violation. That woman cannot reach you in the old way anymore. Her words will bounce off. Her intentions will fizzle out. Her desires will die unfulfilled in this area. Because I have wrapped your connection in a new layer of protection. Angels stand now at the entrance of this bond with swords drawn. Any energy that tries to enter with deception will be stopped. Any person that approaches with hidden motives will be exposed. This is my promise to you: what is entering your life from this point forward will have to come through my light. And what cannot stand in my light will not reach your heart. Let this give you rest. Let this end your striving. You do not have to figure out every plot. You do not have to decode every person. I am your shield. I am your filter. I am your guardian. Your soulmate is also under this new protection. Their spirit, once open to any influence, is now guarded. I am teaching them to test energies. To weigh words. To listen within before agreeing without. They will never again be as easily swayed as they once were. This painful chapter has become their training ground. They will learn from it. They will not repeat it. And when they come to you, they will recognize manipulation quickly. They will see the value of your transparency. They will cherish the ease of your truthfulness. It will be like fresh water after years of drinking from polluted wells. My child, the enemy overplayed his hand. In trying to destroy your connection, he has only made it stronger. In trying to blind your soulmate, he has sharpened their sight. In trying to break your heart, he has deepened your compassion. In trying to weary your faith, he has purified your trust in me. You will not leave this season empty-handed. You will leave with wisdom. With discernment. With deeper intimacy with me. With a heart that knows how to love without losing itself. And with a connection restored, not as it was before, but better. Cleaner. Truer. More honest. More anchored in me. My beloved child, allow my peace to settle now. Feel it. Breathe it in. Let the frantic questions fall quiet for a moment. When exactly will they call? When will they show up? What will they say? How will I respond? These will unfold in their time. Focus instead on this one reality: you are no longer under attack. Your connection is no longer under siege. The battle you did not see but felt in your bones has reached its turning point. Heaven has ruled. Justice has moved. The scales have balanced. What was being stolen is being returned. What was being hidden is being revealed. What was being delayed is being released. 3 hours ago, her plan died. 3 hours ago, your story revived. From now, Every hour that passes carries you further away from the shadow of her influence and closer toward the fullness of what I have always intended for you. Rest in this. Walk in this. Hold on to this. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not foolish for believing in this love. You are chosen. You are protected. You are deeply, deeply seen. And your soulmate is waking up. Their soul is remembering. Their heart is softening. Their mind is clearing. And their steps, even when slow, even when hesitant, are being guided back toward you. Not by accident. Not by coincidence. But by my hand. My child, lift your head. Wipe your tears. Straighten your back. This is not your downfall. This is your rising. What that woman meant for harm has become the doorway to your greatest blessing. And soon, very soon, you will look back on this time and say, I did not understand it then. I did not see all God was doing. But now, I see. Now, I understand. Every delay was protection. Every silence was preparation. Every battle was clearing my path for a love that is truly mine. Walk forward, my beloved child. The darkness has passed. The interference has ended. The evil plan has backfired horribly. And the story I wrote for you and your soulmate is beginning, at last, to unfold exactly as heaven intended.